Hello everyone, it's Teamrocketdraws here with another Pokemon drawing tutorial, and for this video we're gonna be drawing Zapdos. So as you guys can see on screen, this is how he ends up looking like. So if you guys want to learn how to draw him, let's get started. I'm also gonna put up a reference right now on screen, that way you guys could get all your details, and that way it could be a lot easier for you guys. Alright, so first of all we're gonna start by doing a sketch, and then from there on you guys could do your final drawing. So right here we're gonna start off by doing the beak. So just draw the beak right here, and I'm actually gonna make mine straight like on the reference. He's kind of leaning to the right a little bit, but I just make mine straight. I make both sides basically the same, so you guys could do it either way. So now that we have the beak, I do this little shape at the top of it, and then I do these lines right here. These lines are gonna be the eyes, so just try to do them the same length as you guys see me doing right here. And once we have that, we could do the side of the eye, just a small line, and right here just do a line going across, just to get them at the same level, you know, that way we could yeah, connect them right there at the same level. But now that I'm looking at it, I think I made the right one a little bit bigger, but you know, this is still a sketch, so anything like that we'll be able to change later on once we do the final drawing. Alright, so we could just extend the line at the top right there just a little bit, because he does have a black line right here under the eye and on the side of the eye. You guys don't have to do that. You guys don't have to draw it right here. You guys could just do that later on once you do the final drawing. But right here, I'll just showing you guys, you know. So now for the eyes, right here, I'm just gonna do them facing down, looking down. You guys could put them in the middle. That way, he's like looking straight on. You guys could go either way. So and there we go. Now that we have the face right here, we're just gonna do a little line right there. And then we're gonna go straight up and around here, a little bit higher than the eyes right here. Just showing you guys how high it is compared to the eyes. We're gonna do this line going up right here, and it should be a little bit shorter than the actual length of the beak, as I point out right there. It's not that long. We're gonna do another one over here. If you guys look at the reference, he does have like an M shape at the top. So these two lines are the same length. You guys can use a spare piece of paper just to measure them and get an idea. And the thing about Zapdos, guys, is that you guys are going to be doing a little bit of measuring, just because sometimes, since he does have a lot of spikes, not all of them match up sometimes. So probably you guys are not gonna get it the first time. I don't, so it's just about getting them on the right area. So now that we have that, right here I just do like a small dot to the left of the eye. Do the same thing on the other side. Doesn't go that far away from the eye, if you guys notice. And that's just gonna be where one of the spikes starts. Do this one right here. Do another one on the other side. The thing about Zapdos is that he's basically the same thing. If you split him in half, he's basically the same thing on each side, so it kind of makes it easier, but at the same time it's a little bit harder. So now we do this V like this. Now we have that. This is actually the biggest spike that he has on the head, other than the ones that he has at the top. He has a smaller one on the top, and it should connect to the ones that we did at the beginning. And if it doesn't match up, guys, like I said, you guys might have to erase it. Like for example here, for me it didn't match up, so I just erase it, change it, you know. I don't do it right now, but I noticed that it doesn't match up, so I do make any changes just in a little bit. There's the hard thing about Zapdos, you know, but once you at least have something, it's easier to change, make it a little bit better, and just make any changes. So this one, I kind of aim it to the top of the eye. If you guys do a straight line going to the top of the eye, it kind of matches up like that. So right here it doesn't look right, the one at the top, because if you guys look at these spikes right here, the one at the top are a lot skinnier than the other ones. They're longer and skinnier. Actually, I didn't make mine that long. Probably I would. It is the same length as the beak. And now right here it's a little bit smaller ones. And if you guys notice, the one on the right for me goes a little bit higher. It's a little bit smaller, and it goes a lot higher than the one on the left, and that's just because I'm looking at the reference, and on the reference, this one right here goes a lot closer to the eye than the one on the left. But you guys could do them the same on each side. It doesn't really matter, guys. Like I said. And yeah, if you guys notice, I'm making mine straight. I'm not making mine at an angle. So if you guys want to do it at an angle, just, you know, make it lean a little bit to the right. But I'm gonna make mine straight on. So now we're gonna do this line at the bottom. Basically that's where the body, the tail's gonna start. And now we could just connect it to the head right here, and just basically get the try to get the same shape as the reference for the body. If you guys notice, the middle, it's the thickest, so the middle should be the thickest, and then it gets closer to the middle once it reaches the head. I think I'll make them a little bit skinnier later on. And now that we have that, we're gonna start off by doing basically another line over here, another one. It's just a bunch of lines. Once again, both of them should be the same length, and right here I'm just pointing out that they're a little bit shorter than the beak. And it's not an exact thing, guys. It's just, you know, I'm giving you guys an example of how long to make them. So now right here, right in the middle, we could connect these. You know, it kind of makes like a triangle if you guys finish the top. Alright, so now we're gonna go right in the middle of that, go down, and once again, I'm looking at the reference, and on the reference, the tail's a little bit leaning a little bit more to the left than it is to the right. So we could do this line right here, and just try to do this one the same length as the other ones as I pointed out. Do it like this. They're basically like triangle, really long triangles. Now we just do the top right here, and now we could just do the one in the middle. So the bottom ones are the biggest ones, or the longest ones, in other words. So now do this one on this side. Now let's do the middle one on the right side right here. And it as you can see, it didn't meet up, so we could just change the one on the top, you know. I don't think it's gonna match up for you guys. You know, some parts don't end up matching, so that's why it's good doing sketches, you know, sketching it out and then just making any changes that don't look right. And there we go, we got the tail. So those lines that we did really helped out, so I really recommend you guys doing it. Alright, so now for one of the legs right here, basically the brown part is basically like a circle almost, and it's a little bit higher than where the tail starts, if you guys notice. So we could just do basically like a circle shape, and we could do a line going across. Like I said, Zapdos is basically the same thing on each side if you split them in half. So you guys could do a line going across at the top and at the bottom, and then just do another one there. And the left one should be a little bit smaller, guys, than the one on the right, not by much. Right here on mine there's like a big difference, but it doesn't really matter, just because the left leg covers that part right there. The right one's extended, so it gives it a little bit different shape. Alright, so now right here is basically in the middle of the body. We're gonna do the bottom of the wing, so just try to do it probably the length of the, no, it's longer than the beak, so just do this one a little bit longer than the beak, and just try to do both of them the same on each side. So now around here we're gonna do the one on the top. There we go, and just try to do this one the same length as the bottom, the one that we just did at the bottom of the wing. So these four that are sticking out should be the same length, basically. But the ones at the top, the one on the left, it looks a little bit smaller just because the head is covering it, you know, so it's a little bit smaller. So now we can just continue this one. This one ends roughly at the same level as the eyes, and this one ends up a little bit higher just because, like I said, I'm trying to make it like the reference, and the right side's a little bit higher than the left, but you guys could do them the same. Alright, so now we're just gonna connect these, and these should roughly end up at the same level as the top of the legs, where we made the circles for the legs. Now that we have that, we could do this one, and like I said, it's not gonna meet up, guys, but we could try. I'll show you guys a better way to make the wings in a little bit. Right here, I was just showing you guys that you guys can use your fingers to roughly measure the length of the lines. You know, I recommend using a spare piece of paper or a ruler. Alright, so now we go to the top and do this one. This one's actually the longest one. So once again, try to do the same thing on each side. I do measure them with this a paper once I do the final drawing, just to make them a little bit more accurate. Alright, so I'll show you guys a better way to do this part in a little bit. Basically, that line should meet up at the top of the leg. I'll show you guys just in a little bit. It makes it a lot easier to do it. Yeah, this is where I noticed easier way to do this part. Alright, so just do this line over here and just connect it right there at the top of the leg, and do the same thing on the other side. I keep dropping the pencil right here, guys. My fingers were cramping, I don't know why. Alright, so the same thing on this side. There we go. And now it's gonna be a lot easier to do this one right here in the middle. So right here, just do like a straight line going across. And this one roughly starts where the head starts, like right where the head meets the body almost. This one, like I said, the one on the right, it's a little bit higher than the one on the left, just because that's how the reference has it, and that's how I was following it. But like I said, you guys could do both of them the same thing on each side. It doesn't really matter, guys. So let me just fix this one. If you guys noticed, this one right here, it's a little bit too thick, so I cut the part at the top just to make it like the one on the left side, you know. So just extend this one a little bit higher. It all depends how you guys have it. And then just connect it, and now basically all the spikes on the wings are roughly the same thickness compared to the other side. So yeah, there we go. Now we could just erase that line, and it just made it a lot easier this way. So now that you have this, guys, go ahead and make any changes. Right here, I actually start doing the inside, the black part of the wing right there. It kind of looks like it's behind it. I think it is behind it. So once again, just look at the reference, try to get them at the right spots, you know, and don't make them too thick. Make them, try to do them the same you know, shape as the yellow ones, but these are behind. They're a little bit shorter than the yellow ones. They don't go further. There we go. And then we could do the ones. I don't know if I do the ones on the tail right now, but it's basically the same thing. So yeah, guys, yeah, I do the ones over here. So it's not that hard, guys. It's just trying to get the right how should I say, the right length, you know. Now on this side, in the middle, and we basically have Zapdos. I'm not going to show you guys how to do the claws because I'm not that good at it, but I'll give you guys an example. Right here I do this leg, but I actually make it too far. I extend it too long. I should have made it a little bit shorter. And then right here, I'm just gonna give you guys like a rough outline of the fingers of the claws right here. So they kind of look like fingers right here. Now for this one, and they're all the same thickness and the same length almost. I think, yeah, they're all the same length. So just by doing this outline like this makes it a lot easier once you do the final claws. That way you know where to go And like I said right here, this one I make it too long, so I do because if you guys look at the reference, the finger, the one at the top is way closer to the body than I have it right here. It's too far away, so it's too far, so I do change that, make it a little bit shorter, you know, make it closer to the actual body. So right here, once again, I'm doing the claws, try to do them the same as the other side, and then that way it's a lot easier for you guys to do all the details and do the claws in your final drawing. And if you guys don't want to do that, you guys could always once again do the same thing as you guys did on the other side. But if you guys aren't, just try to do the same shape right here where the leg starts, and just copy the same thing on the other side, you know, but the other way around. Once again, just do like the shape of the claws. That way it's a lot easier, guys. Honestly, it just makes it a lot easier to do the claws like this if you guys do the outline first. So you guys could do that, you know. The right one's a little bit shorter, but I was just showing you guys what I do. I do make it just like the reference, you know. But now that you have your drawing, guys, right here I'm just erasing all those reference lines, those lines that we don't need. But go ahead and go over your drawing, make any changes. Something doesn't look right, go ahead and change it, and do your final drawing, you know. Just go ahead and do it on your own. Try look at the reference. I will show you guys my final outline, like my final drawing in just a little bit, and then I will also show you guys the end drawing. So yeah, so right here we have the final outline, the final drawing, and if you guys notice, it's the same thing as the sketch that we were doing. I just made the lines a little bit better, you know. Made any changes, small changes, not big changes. I just did like the eyes a little bit better, and then I made them the same size, you know, because on the sketch I made the right one a lot bigger than the one on the left. But then I did do the claws. I followed the shape that I did, the outline for the left claw. I followed the shape, the outline that I did on the sketch, just to do it, and it came out good. As you guys can see, it just makes it a lot easier to do them. So whenever you guys are gonna do like hands or something like that, I recommend you guys doing like a rough outline, and then once you do the arms or the hands, I mean, or the claws, it just makes it a lot easier. So yeah, so then if you guys notice, the claws are the same thickness as the leg, the fingers are the same thickness, and then just try to make them the same thickness on the other leg, you know, just to make it even out. And then here I have the final drawing, guys. I did end up coloring it. I used Prisma Premier color markers. I used 3 different colors for the body. I used yellow, like the yellow you're gonna see on the forehead, and then a small line on the wings. And then I used the gold for the main color, and then the light brown, the brown that you guys see on the leg where the leg starts, the light one, I used that for the shadows. But the thing is, guys, that I made a big mistake. I wasn't able to blend the shadows and the wings to the gold color that I did for the rest of it. And what I mean by blending, if you guys look at the head, you guys will see that I used the yellow and then at the gold at the bottom, and I made it blend, so you know you guys can't see a line where one color starts and where the other ends. You know, they kind of, you know, it just fades into the other color. And the reason for that is because I made the big mistake of doing the left wing first. Like I did the brown on the left wing, and then I did the one on the tail, and then I went to the right wing. So by the time I was doing the brown on the right wing, the one on the left dried, you know. So once I used the gold to go over it, it wasn't gonna blend because it was dry already. So now I know, I learned my lesson. Next time I'm just gonna go section by section. So if I would do it again, I would do the brown on the left wing, and then I would use the gold. That way I could still catch before it dries, you know, and then it just makes it look a little bit better. Although it still looks alright, guys. Honestly, it looks a little bit more how should I say, a little bit more rough, a little bit mean, you know. But I think it would look a lot better if the shadow blended into the gold, you know. But overall, I'm happy with it, guys. And then also for the beak I used an orange, and then for the shadows the same thing. For the legs I used the orange, and then I just went over it with the brown for the shadows, the same light brown that I used for the other areas. And you know, just because they're complementary color. Sorry guys, I can't even talk right now, but it just goes with it. And then yeah, and I just used the light brown for the shadows, and then I went over with the gold, just that way it could look like it's almost like the same color in a way, just shadows. And then I used what else did I use? And then for the black areas, like the black spikes on the wings and on the tail, I didn't use a black, because if you guys use a black, it's gonna stand out way too much, you know, it's too bold. So I used two different grays. I actually used the darkest grays for that area. I just used two different ones. You guys could barely tell which one's which, but basically the tips are like a lighter one than the one closer to the wing, and that just helps it a lot, you know, because if you guys use the black, it just stands out way too much. But go ahead if you guys want to. It's not a big thing, but it just helps it a little bit, you know. And then I ended up outlining it with the Sharpie with the fine tip, just because it looked a little bit too dark with the light brown and then the gold, you know. So I wanted to just make it pop out a little bit, you know. So I did outline it in Sharpie. Just one of those times where it looks a little bit better in Sharpie, although it still looked really good just outline in pencil. But I think the Sharpie right here made it pop out. But basically that's it, guys. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video and found the video helpful. If you guys did, let me know. If you guys drew Zapdos, let me know in the comment section. If you guys need any help, let me know. I'll be happy to help. And if you guys haven't seen my other tutorials, I've done Moltres and Articuno, so probably you guys are gonna see a link to Moltres at the end of this video. Is the previous tutorial that I did before this one. So if you guys want to go check it out, go check it out. I think it came out really good, and I think it's a lot easier than Zapdos. Zapdos takes a little bit more measuring, just because he's, like I said, just a bunch of lines, but it just makes it a lot easier that it is the same thing on one side than it is into the other. So yeah guys, so if you guys need any help, you know, you guys could always leave a comment. And yeah, so I think that's it, guys. Hopefully it came out good. Let me know how your drawings came out, if you did end up drawing Zapdos. Honestly, I do want to know. And if you guys want to share any of your Pokemon drawings, remember that you guys could always send them to me, and I'll be happy to put them at the beginning of my videos, you know. The links are in the description where you guys could send them to me. And yeah, so and also before I go, if you guys haven't followed me on Twitter, make sure to go follow me. Usually I post the drawings that I'm doing for the tutorials like a day or 2 days before I upload a video, so that way you guys could get like a heads up of what I'm gonna upload, you know. And it's an easy way to contact me. And I guess that's it, guys. I also have a second channel. I have a gaming channel. I'll leave a link on the description. I think also I will also leave one at the end of this video. It's a gaming channel. Right now I'm doing Minecraft, but maybe later on I will be doing like other games. But yeah, go check it out, guys. And I guess I'll just catch you guys on the next video. Team Rocket Draws out.